Christians who have the truth, but exchange it for the lie of social justice. Christians who have the truth, but exchange it for the lie of social justice. Those Christians who have treasure in earthen vessels, yet see themselves as vehicles for equality. Christians.
This was my boy, Emmett Till.
Welcome back to the Biblical Conservative Channel, where we come against the anti-God, anti-human, anti-Christian, anti-black spirit that is looking to prevail in this land. If you have not done so already, feel free to like, subscribe, hit that bell so you receive the notifications when new videos are being released. I appreciate it. Growing up in the 80s and 90s in Meridian, Mississippi, I could still see the vistages of the racial acrimony that was the norm for centuries in Mississippi. While the outward and overt racist tropes had slid into the dark corners and crevices, every now and then you would see the ghost of Mississippi's past raise their ugly head. Whether it was a state flag that bore the image of the Confederacy, or the names of the politicians that thrived on racial segregation, the ugly history of my home state was never far from the collective minds of the people in the state and in my city. It was seen in how we, the children of a younger generation, interacted. While diversity was encouraged in school, it was discouraged at home. I don't remember a time when I stepped foot in the home of a schoolmate that was not black. I don't remember that time. That was something that was common. That was common during that time. Very common. But now, thankfully, it's not so common. I mean, my children have friends that are of different ethnicities, and that's the way it should be. And they've been to their homes, and they've come to our home. That's the way it should be. Worshiping on Sunday mornings were an exercise in religious segregation. Black churches, white churches, blocks away from each other. Never the twain meeting, never coming together, never doing anything to show unity in Christ. Don't get me wrong now, my childhood was great. You know, growing up in a middle class, all black neighborhood taught us that no matter what happens on the outside, as long as people of common ideas are connected, nothing could halt progress. Nothing could halt the progress of those individuals. My childhood memories came back to me as I saw the trailer for the new movie about the life of Mamie and Emmett Till, appropriately named Till.
This was my boy, Emmett Till.
Being from Mississippi, I've heard a tragic story of Emmett Till on numerous occasions. Whispers regarding the circumstances of his death still persist. Yet when seeing the trailer, I asked myself, who benefits from the release of this movie? Will it be told in an unbiased manner? Or will it be used as fodder to further depict America as systemically racist and to embolden the anti-racist crusade to dismantle America? The trailer does not provide a hint either way. However, I know how the race hustlers and white progressives will see this. They see this as an opportunity to galvanize the black community to come out and vote. That's all it is. It is the same tired tactic that is used every election cycle. Provide the crack of outrage to drum up votes. They are providing the crack of outrage, either outrage footage or outrage movies or something to gin up the black vote. It's no coincidence this is being released in October. Emmett Till was killed in August of 1955. This movie could have been released in February. Black History Month, But you have to understand the agenda of the Marxists who desire to use the wrongs of the past to justify the denigration of this country. They want to point out every flaw committed by Americans to demonstrate the sinful nature of Americans. To them, there is no forgiveness. There is no reconciliation. The steady drumbeat of atrocities and pain inflicted on Black people must stay in the forefront of American minds, of the American public. This will give them cover to execute their sinister aim of remaking the country in their image and likeness. Want to make us victims, but we are not victims. We are empowered for greatness. Yet, unfortunately, most Americans will succumb to guilt for actions they did not commit, thus ensuring the goal of the race hustlers is achieved. And the main ones who will be duped the most? Christians. Yes, the Christians who feel that Jesus didn't pay it all when he died on the cross. Oh no. We must continue to pay penance for what our forefathers did or did not do when it comes to slavery and segregation. Christians who have the truth, but exchange it for the lie of social justice. Christians who have the truth, but exchange it for the lie of social justice. Those Christians who have treasure in earthen vessels, yet see themselves as vehicles for equality. Christians who have treasure in earthen vessels, yet see themselves as vehicles for equality. It's those Christians who are the prime target of the race hustlers, milquetoast Republicans, and progressive politicians. They're the ones who will see a movie like Till and come out convinced that America is still the same as it was in 1955. It's that group that will be duped into supporting causes that are so far removed from biblical truth. Yet because it appeases the culture, they will acquiesce. Those Christians are no different than the Christians who looked the other way when Emmett Till was unjustly murdered. They are one and the same. And that's where we are today. Christians are being manipulated, are being duped, are being deceived, are being deluded by this crusade for social justice. Social justice is not biblical justice. Biblical justice is righteous. Social justice is based on unrighteousness. We are not victims. We cannot allow ourselves to be victimized based upon acts that were committed before we were born. We cannot do that. We cannot allow the sin of previous generations to continue to perpetuate in our lives. We can stop it. We must stop it. As believers, we must stand on biblical truth, walk in the love of God, and speak truth in love. But not be deceived and not be manipulated by a culture that is anti-God, anti-Black, anti-human. Because we are not victims. We are empowered for greatness. Thank you so much for liking your comments and subscribing to the channel. Please share this with your friends. Smash that like button. Smash the subscription bell. Share this with everybody you know. We're trying to make sure people understand that they're not victims, that they are empowered for greatness, and all this stuff that's out here that's telling them otherwise is false and will not benefit them in the end. So please, I appreciate that. Share that.